attic loop that I use for the HF rig here, just because I wanted to see if it really could do the job, and boy, it does when it's got a good antenna on it. Clarity on that thing was pretty amazing. I've got a pretty good computer that I run it with, so it's got plenty of processing power to run those filters and things. It's kind of fun. So I've been enjoying learning about that thing. Other than that, not much else. I wish everybody a good rest of the week, and I'll turn it back to you, Jeff. Net Control, this is K9OPL.
K9OPL, this is K9JJ. Okay, Joe, well, hey, you keep having fun with that SDR, and you can tell us more about it at next week's or next month's gathering as well. Maybe that's something you can bring in and demonstrate for us to some degree, so that'd be kind of cool. We'll break with Joe and check in with K9RMR, Bruce, also from Bartholomew County. Good evening, Bruce. Your comments, please.
Good evening, Jeff. This is K9RMR. Not much going on here. Just I thought we were going to get a little bit more rain than what we have today, so that's kind of a blessing because my yard is like a sponge right now. So, but it'll make the grass grow. Not much going on here, just trying to catch up on some work that I can't get done during the day because I got too many Zoom meetings to attend. But other than that, I'm just kind of looking forward to a peaceful weekend. So back to you, Jeff.
Jay, okay, Bruce. Yeah, well, them Zoom meetings will consume you. I just got a new video cam within the last week. And compared to my old one, the difference in the quality of the picture and everything is it's just amazing. The old one was just that. The old one probably 10 years old, if not more. But be interested to see how it looks to others. But thanks for stopping by this week, and you have a great rest of the evening and a great rest of the week with the weekend coming. And we'll talk to you again on another net, I'm sure. We'll break with Bruce and check in with David out there in Springvale, NT9W. Good evening, David. Any comments? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
From your repeater right now, and I'm standing out in my yard on a U.S.A FT70 handheld. And, you know, I'm surprised that I'm making it that far and that clear.
In your signal there, but signal strength's not, you know, peaking or anything, but you're perfectly readable, and you're making the trip in solid. You know, you're not clipping in and out. That FT70 is a nice little HT. I know I have one, and Joe has one, and they're a nice little radio. So we are here, like I said at the beginning, every Wednesday at 7:30. Joe and I take turns doing net control duties, so feel free to check us out again next week if you come to think about it. Appreciate you stopping by, David. You have a great evening and a great rest of the week as well. That takes us down to KC9AAO, the traveling SIMO. Good evening, Greg. How are you? And your comments, please.
Hey, Jeff. Good talking to you guys. It's a little slower this week, so I'm thankful for that. Guess I'm a little disappointed. I need to investigate. I didn't get a Everbright notification yesterday. I assume they set off the siren. I didn't even hear the sirens. I should have heard the first one because I was in town. But got two agencies where I should have received that Everbright notification yesterday. Back to you, KC9AO.
I'm glad you brought that up there, Greg. I know W9MDT, he ran the net that we had on Tuesday for that, and he did not hear any sirens over there in Parkside. I did get the notification on my cell phone when I was at work, And I'm pretty sure my wife said the sirens, she heard the sirens go off, and she was wondering why that was. She had no idea what was going on. In fact, she told me about it when I first got home. I said, oh, that was, the statewide tornado drill. She said, oh, okay, I was wondering what that was all about. I knew it wasn't Friday, and it was certainly at a strange hour, but, so she heard them here. So I'm guessing they didn't go off everywhere that maybe somebody thinks they did. But, the powers that be don't need our input, so I'm just going to leave it at that for now. Good to hear you there, Greg. We'll have to get together here sometime soon and talk about things. So we'll break with you. You have a great rest of the evening, and I'll talk to you soon. This is K9JAJ. We are at the bottom of our list. This is the BC Aries Weekly Net. If we have anyone else that would like to check in, now's the time, and please call.
Kilo 9 Romeo Mike Romeo. Repeat, K9RMR, Randall and Rueff, Taylorsville, Bartholomew County. Good evening, Jeff, and everybody on the net.
RMR, good evening, Randall. Go ahead. Anything further for the net?
Well, not a whole lot going on. I will say, if you didn't hear the sirens going off in Columbus, he's welcome to come to Taylorsville, because I live about a quarter of a mile from the fire station, which is where they have the sirens, and those things will wake the dead almost. So you can't miss them in Taylorsville when they go off, because they are very, very loud, to say the least. But it is good to find out that, who can hear them and who can't, because, again, hopefully they can resolve that situation, or, maybe down the future, who knows. Anyway, again, not a whole lot going on, just kind of sitting at home trying to stay dry, because it's pretty wet here. So with that, I'll say hope everybody has a good week, and turn it back to you at Net Control.
Okay, buddy. Thanks for checking in, and I don't know if I'd like living that close to the sirens myself, but I'm a fairly light sleeper and so on and so forth. But I guess in one way that's good. If they're going to go off in the event of impending doom, then it's probably good that you'll definitely be able to hear them. So 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Thanks for stopping by, Randall. You have a good rest of the evening, and we'll catch you again here real soon. Once again, this is K9JAJ. This is the BC Aries Weekly Net. If we have anyone else that would like to check in before we wrap things up, call now, please. Comments, queries, or otherwise from those that have checked in? If so, please call.
K9OPL.
Go ahead, Joe.
Quick comment. I did definitely hear the sirens up here on this northeast end of town, I guess you'd say. I also received an alert on the weather radio, weather alert. Did not get a cell phone alert, so I don't know, maybe I've dropped off their list somewhere, but I did get those too, so just as a matter of interest. K9OPL, back to net.
That's interesting. Typically when we run a net for that drill, that's one of the questions we ask from those that check in, how they were first notified that the drill had commenced, whether it be on TV, over the radio, text alert, so on and so forth, et cetera. But that wasn't done this time, so don't really know what those who checked in heard or didn't hear, or received or didn't receive. But that's interesting. We've got a couple of different situations there, so maybe I'll make a short summary of that and send it to the EOC and let them deal with it from there. Okay, Joe, thanks for your comment, and we're going to wrap it up here at 7:46. We'll call it 7:47. She just ticked over. That's 23:47 Zulu. This is K9JJ preparing to close the BC Aries Net. Also thanking the CARC, Columbus Amateur Radio Club, for the use of the repeater on a weekly basis. We appreciate that, and I appreciate each and every one of you that checked in tonight for spending time here with us this evening. This is K9JJ. The net is now closed, and I'm clear.
K9OPL, K9RMR.
K9RMR, K9OPL. Hey, Randall.
I just thought I would add something. I noticed several months ago, maybe the last two times that those alarms went off. I've got a landline, and I got a call about it. And my mother has a cell phone, and she did not get, the last couple times, she has not gotten a call, and she used to. So it may be a cell phone thing, I don't know, but that's something I've noticed.
I don't know, because we used to get calls and sometimes still do for certain things, and we've also got a landline. I got a cell phone. My work phone's a cell phone, but we do have a landline here. And yeah, we used to get a lot more consistent of that when the previous person that used to do the 911 center was involved. And things were a little bit more consistent. I'll just put it that way, and I won't say any more than that. But so I don't know. Right now, it seems to be 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Over.
Well, I didn't know what the process for the, who sends out who sends out what and does what. So, but that's just something I'd noticed and thought might be of interest. I mean, you're more up on who does what and how it's done than I am, obviously. So, I just thought I'd let you know.
K9RPB.
Bruce, K9OPL.
Yeah, I just thought I'd let you guys know I am a big outdoorsman and a bass fisherman, and I get alerts every time it's going to rain 15 minutes before it rains. I didn't hear a thing on my phone, and my phone drives me nuts with alerts. But I did hear the sirens because they're just down the street from me out here by Southside School. So, but yeah, I don't know what's going on, but it seems like somebody needs to get control of it, or before we could have a problem. Back to you.
Yeah, I agree. And there's some things that I'm hopeful some things are going to start to change around here, but we'll see. Yeah, who knows? I mean, it could also be something more global in terms of the phones. I don't know. But again, I think some people did get phone alerts and some didn't, so kind of hard to figure that one out.
Yeah, I know the other night, heck, it had to be 2 in the morning, the Amber Alert went off and scared me to death.
Now that you mention it, I did get that one too, and it did. It almost threw me out of bed, because, I'm on call 24/7 with being in IT, and so I have to keep my phone close enough that I could hear it. And oh my God, did I hear that?
Yeah, it's definitely, it doesn't matter what you have your volume on that. It'll definitely wake you up, that's for sure.
Yeah, fortunately I got back to sleep, but boy, it startled the heck out of me when I heard it. I think it was about 2:30 or 3 in the morning, whatever it was, but it turned out it was a child missing. I think it was in Indianapolis, and they did find the kid, so that part was good, and found him in good condition.
Yeah, that's good. I was actually still awake. I was letting the dogs outside when it went off, so I guess it probably didn't scare me as bad as if I was sound asleep. You
were a night owl that night. Well, I sometimes am. I forget. I think that might have been Sunday night, though. So, yeah, normally I'd be trying to get some sleep because I get up, I'm sure as you do, fairly early to get to work on in the morning. Even though I'm not traveling right now to work, I'm working from here, but still I'm usually up and at 'em by between 5 and 6, and so I like to try to get to bed between 11 and 12 anyway.
Yep, I know what you mean. I don't have to be up quite that early. I normally try to roll out around 7. That's about the time my wife leaves to go to work, so I try to get up the same time she does.
Yep, roger that. Yeah, like I said, I used to always get up at 5. Nowadays I'm closer to 6 because I'm not going anywhere except in the next room to set up my laptops and get started. It takes me a little while to get set up because I'm a contractor. I've got 3 laptops that I got to be on every single day, which is kind of crazy. But anyway, so I got to set all those up, and I got an external keyboard that I use, so I don't have to keep switching between them, and that makes it a little bit better. It's a little interesting getting all that stuff set up. I couldn't leave it all set up, but then I wouldn't have my own personal office space. It would become my work office space, and I really don't want to do that. Because when my work day's over, I'm ready for it to be over unless I get called.
Yeah, I understand that. I'm actually doing a little bit of work stuff right now. I'm about done though. I think I've about had enough for today, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and quit working today. But anyway, I don't have a whole lot. I think I'll go ahead and be clear after this. And, good talking to you, K9RMR. I'm clear.
All right, K9RMR, K9LPL. Yeah, good to chat with you, Bruce. And Randall, if you're still out there, one of these days you and I need to have some discussion so I can help you get your radio working on D-Star.
Well, that sounds like a good idea.
Because I think from where you're located, even without a good antenna, if you walk outside, you should be able to hit Shelbyville. Because I can hit it from here.
Well, we may have to set up a time to do that. I'm still trying to... We got some new neighbors next door, and they've got a big... they don't have an antenna, but they've got a tower, and I seriously doubt they have a use for it. And I tried to get it from the last owners, but that didn't work out. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna go talk to them maybe a little bit later this week or next week and see if they'd be interested in selling it or getting rid of it, or because it's probably, I would say, 50 or 60 foot tower. There's no antenna on top, but gotta start somewhere. So that may be a possibility down the road. So I don't know. But yeah, I'll be if you think I can hit the D-Star with from Taylorsville with nothing with what I've got, I'd be interested in trying to do something. That'd be kind of nice.
Yeah, did you ever sign up on the Gateway by any chance?
Oh yeah, I did that. Yeah, I'm on there. I went up to, it wasn't last year, this year, last year. It wasn't last year because of the COVID. But the year before that, I went up to Indianapolis at Thanksgiving and Christmas. We have relatives in Indianapolis, and I took my radio up there, and I was took it outside at Indianapolis and got on the reflector up there, and I talked to people in, Illinois, Ohio, and Texas. I made several state contacts within about 45 minutes. So I've used it before for actual D-Star work, but obviously around here, as of yet, I'm not getting a whole lot. That one station you gave me, that one station D-Star, I was able to listen to it I can hear it. I mean, I can hear it perfectly fine, but I wasn't able to reply back.
Okay, well, that is the Shelbyville. Yeah, I mean, I'm wondering, if you've got everything set right, I really would think you should be able to if you go outside. But, well, I'll have to get some information. I may send you an email, and then you can check your settings just to see if you got everything right. Well, I'm glad to know that you've gotten it. You've gotten a taste of it at least. It is fun. D-Star's a lot of fun to play with. Of course, sometime if you decide to, you could get yourself a hotspot and just hook it up to your internet connection, and then you don't have to worry about any distance.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I really want to get an antenna, and so I can. Eventually, I'd like to be able to do some HF. I don't have a radio that does HF. And I'd love to do that, but it's just it's a matter of money's kind of tight right now. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
And OPL. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. This stuff can get expensive. Well, the good thing is somewhere along the line, you'll come up against a good deal. Especially, some people you may be able to get your hands on a QRP station for a decent price, and I started out like that. I remember the first radio that I had that had sideband in it was a 20-meter monobander. I still have it. Puts out 8 watts CW and 12 watts sideband. Small little radio. It's an MFJ, but with about 20 feet of wire on it and a tuner. I talked to somebody in France on 20 meters on 12 watts. So when the bands are open, boy, you don't need a lot of power and you don't need a lot of antenna on HF anyway.
Yeah, well, I know since they didn't have the local thing, the Hamfest this year in Columbus, I didn't get a chance to look at anything. Of course, the year before that, I mean, I know you can do some stuff with some older stuff, obviously, but they didn't seem to have a whole lot that really impressed me as far as, what I was really looking for.
I know exactly what you mean. Some of the Hamfest, there's older stuff and then there's older stuff, you know what I mean? And I don't want the stuff that's 50 years old that gives you a hernia if you even try to lift it. I'd like something in the middle, that may be inexpensive. It may not have all the bells and whistles of all the digital stuff, but a good analog radio is still nice. I really like analog equipment. Now, I've got a pretty nice one here, but it took me a lot of years to get to the place of getting the one that I have now. So, hang in there, you'll get one. And, there's plenty of us here that'll do our best to help you get situated when you get one.
Well, I appreciate that. I know it's good to have people that are willing to help. I know Noel's even come out to the house more than once. He came out here one time and we were scared my mom because he got on top of my house and was he was measuring and looking, and she's like, "Well, there's somebody on top of our house." I was like, "Yeah, I know." And so we had that little experience. We kind of joke about it sometimes because it did. She knew he was here, but she didn't know he'd be on top of the house measuring and looking around. So, but yeah, it's good to have a community of people that are willing to help. So I do appreciate that.
I think I do remember hearing about that. I'm laughing because I can just imagine, that must have really been a little bit startling for her. But that's pretty funny. Over.
Well, listen, I'll let you go. If I get any more information on that antenna, I keep saying antenna, the tower, I'll probably talk to you and maybe Noel or somebody else. And because Noel said he'd even come up and help me, move it or do what we got to do. Because like I said, I'd still have to get an antenna for the top of it. So I don't know. It's just I got to see if they're wanting to sell it or if they'll be willing to give it away, or I don't know what the situation is yet. So like I said, I'm planning to talk to them either later this week or maybe next week when I get some free time. I mean, they're just moving in. I mean, they're still doing some renovations and moving in, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I understand that one. Yeah, give them time. Yeah, if you catch them and they're too hectic, they may not be in a good mood, right? So figure out what the right time is, and hey, well, that's good. That might be a good possibility for you. All right, Randall, I'll let you go. I'm gonna get going here too. I got some other stuff to do before you know it. It'll get too late, and then I got to go to bed and get back up and go to work in the morning. So good talking with you. K9RMR, K9OPL, 73s. Catch you next time.
Okay, Joe. Well, you have a good evening and hopefully a good day at work tomorrow. This is K9RMR saying good day, God bless, 73, and I am clear.